This is my inventory of Nintendo 64 games, and for anyone who says I stole that word from Frank's video, yes I did. But I'm sure he won't care, and if he does, this'll distract him. And this'll disappoint him. Alright, Battle Tanks. It was an alright game. I'd be able to do a better description if I was able to show actual gameplay footage, which I do eventually plan to get to because I plan to review that game. Rayman 2 The Great Escape. Fantastic game. Also plan to do a review of that. Super Smash Bros. Best fighting game on the N64. Fantastic game. Also plan to do a review of that. Mortal Kombat 4. This game was alright. If you enjoy Mortal Kombat, you'll probably like it. I don't really plan to do a review of that. This game was alright. I'm not a big fan of first-person shooters. It just came with the Nintendo 64. So I don't really plan to review that. And I really don't plan to review this game because I'm not that into Mario. The only Mario game I really liked was Super Mario Bros. 2, but in case you can't see, it's Super Mario 64. I mostly got that game because my cousin really wanted to play it, but then he moved at like a month after I got the game. So yeah. Pokemon Stadium, which this game isn't like the Game Boy games or Game Boy Advance games or DS games. It's pretty much just the fighting with some mini games in there. Pokemon Stadium 2, which is a lot like the first one, just with more Pokemon, more gym battles, and more mini games. And they have like a school feature you're able to go to learn what Pokemon are weak against what, in case you didn't know. I already did. Not that into racing games. This is Wave Racer 64, which I do plan to review the Pokemon games, Pokemon Stadium games. My bad. XG2. Don't really plan to review this. This is another racing game. Forsaken 64. I really didn't like this game that much, and I really don't plan to review it. Castlevania. A lot of people don't like this game. This game's got a lot of hatred. I personally enjoy it. I think it's a fun game, which I do plan to review, definitely. And the best Nintendo 64 game, in my opinion, The Legend of Zelda and the Ocarina of Time. I definitely plan to review this, but I want to wait till I can get a lot of gameplay footage for it. And I do have Majora's Mask, only my friend has that game right now. I let him borrow it so he could play through it. So there's my N64 collection. And here's my PS2 inventory. And it looks like I'm gonna need another distraction. And here's another disappointment for you, Frank. I do own Jak 1, but I don't know where that's at right now. Jak 2 is a pretty good game. I like the fact that Jak finally started talking in this game, because I don't care much for protagonists who can't talk. There wasn't that much good variety in guns, though, so... Jak 3. Better variety of guns, and they just improved on everything from Jak 2, which I do plan to review both those games. Simpsons Hit and Run. I don't see why people like this game so much. Like, it's not bad, but it's not that great. At least the people I've seen on YouTube who've talked about the game said they liked it. So, worst RPG ever. Hokage the Shadow King. Definitely plan to review it just to show you how bad it is. Dark Cloud. Great RPG. Definitely plan to review it. Now, a lot of people are going to hate me for saying this, but Tekken 4, definitely the biggest disappointment for me. Which, yeah, I do plan to review it and explain why. This was a Christmas gift. I never really planned to get it because I don't care that much for Marvel. I prefer DC, and I don't care that much for Activision. And I really don't plan to review that. Crash Bandicoot. Wrath of Cortex. I forgot its name. My bad. Alright, but I think my brother's dog got a hold of it. That's why it's messed up right there. But this game was okay, not as good as the originals. And what I really didn't like about it was the long loading screens. I don't know if I plan to get to a review of that or not. Guitar Hero Aerosmith. It's Guitar Hero. Guitar Hero 2. It's Guitar Hero. Guitar Hero 1. Probably the best in the series. But it's Guitar Hero. Still. Kind of went backwards with that, but okay. God of War GameStop box art. Great game. Definitely plan to review it. God of War 2. Great game. Although I do kind of prefer the first one because the first one had better puzzles in my opinion. I just preferred it. Mystic Heroes. This is a decent action adventure game. I'd recommend it if you're into, kind of side like action adventure side scroller kind of things. It was alright. Seek and Destroy. I really don't like this game. I go as far as saying as I hate it. It's just the controls are really awkward, although the customizing tank features decently nice. Soul Calibur 2, fun fighting game. I wasn't that big of a fan of Soul Calibur 4 though. Sly 2, great game, but my friend has Sly 1 and 3. Well, definitely check out my friend the R-Man's video on Sly 4. It's just showing a trailer, but he says he plans to upload a video explaining like what he expects from it. Great RPG, Rogue Galaxy. Definitely plan to review that. I do have Killzone 1 and Siphon Filter the Omega Strain for the PS2, but my friend's borrowing that, so here's the game. My other friend's borrowing those games, so here's the game I'm borrowing from him. Metal Gear Solid 3. Great game, but I don't think I plan to review that. I might just leave that to him. So that was my PS2 inventory. And it looks like I'm gonna need another distraction. And for anyone who's made it this far in the video and did get bored earlier, then I have one final question. What, in your opinion, is the best capture card? Because I'm looking to buy one so I can do more game reviews. Probably all the games I've showed, well, most of the games I've showed you, and put a comment or PM me on what you guys think is the best capture card. And price isn't really that much of an option. So, till next time.